Welcome to the ME channel, Metaphysical Entities. I'm your host, Greg Smith. Thank you for being here today as we delve through the fundamental principles of life and personal experiences. Our mantra is life is a mystery to unravel, but never a problem to solve. As we realize there's always a resolution because problems are always invented. I'd like to thank you for tuning into the show tonight. And today's topic, and our topic is actions and reactions. All right. Now, action and reactions, right? This is a questionable topic only to the people who don't like the word accountability. Right? So I say that because on tonight's shows, right, that there were people who reached out to me and asked me to talk about what action and reaction is to me personally, and how that what I'm saying on actions and reactions can kind of quantum leap a understanding for them. Whether they the person who's generating their actions or the person that's generating the reaction in the situation or the occurrence that they in. So I'm gonna go into it as this, right? This is for the people that ask me. I appreciate you, right? Because action is justified because it took place, whether it was wanted or not, right? So anytime a person emit an action, whether it was wanted or not, right? I want them to know that some type of accountability have to be taken within them, right? Because it's like this. Can you take back anything that you said, or can you unhear anything what was said? So accountability have to be taken into a point on that, because in that realm you're the person that's creating the action, whether you want to believe it or not, right? The accountability is all on you, because accountability always starts within you. So the action is requited within yourself and within you, right? So on that note, right, action was taken and it was backed by its accountability from the one who said it, whether they believed it or not, right? So the people don't, in that aspect, they don't want to believe that they was taking an accountability because of something that was said to them or said to the other person they was talking to. Don't worry, we're going to delve into other aspects of action and reactions. But it's people don't want to hold themselves accountable to those things because they feel it was only justified because it was something they had on their heart and they wanted to say. But on the other hand, here's where the trauma starts. The trauma starts in the reaction, right? The reaction is also accountability and justifiable act based on the fact, right? And the free will and a natural aptitude towards responsiveness and the choice. Because once you make an active notion upon your own reaction to make that action to contribute to that action towards somebody. We're going to talk about it in other aspects in this. But to do that, once you do that, what happened is a lot of people figure these actions shouldn't trigger a response. And why shouldn't it contribute to a response when it was something you did of free will and free choice to be justifiable? So with action set into motion, right, according to free will and the privileges to preserve, or is based on a situation, a consequence, or a choice, it's set in motion according to free will. So when it's set in accordance to free will, right? So now you giving the other person a situation or consequences, a maturity or a feeling to respond if they choose to or not. This is what you do. But in most cases, right, people who put this into action, they don't want the accountability when a reaction occurs. They really don't. They really don't want that accountability because now they don't put something in motion and they trying to figure out, okay, they want a harmonious response. And I'm going to delve into that a little later in this conversation about that too. But it's something that triggers them that where they're not going to receive the response that they really want. They feel based on their free will, though. Based on their free will, there's a need to control, critique, criticize, or analyze they present feelings at that moment to whom they talking to be something that they should submit to or understand, because at that time of what they feelings of what they feel it should be and how it should be, right? That's all based on an internal feeling, something that's internal to them but not recognized by the person that they're talking to. It's not internalized by the person that they're talking to because everything is based on an internal intuition, the things I've been talking about throughout my videos. When I talk about the internal, I mean in the intuitive guide. So the intuitive guide, which not readily understood by them, hasn't been readily understood by them because throughout their life they go through chaos after chaos, they go through ups and downs, and they feel okay because they going through these eternal ups and downs and feelings that, okay, just what? Life is cooperating with them when it's really not. because they still trying to gain some type of control of their own feelings. And because they can't control their own feelings, what they try to do, they try to substitute that with trying to engage and analyze and substitute what they feeling, what they think somebody else should be feeling. And wow, that's woo! When I tell you that's a big pill to swallow. So on the other hand, when a reaction is given, the course of the action is misunderstood, it's a mishap, and on certain occasions, it's a misfortune because what they assume or wanted the outcome to be is not that. It's something other than what they perceive because now you have the indifferences between the two parties. It's like when you have a friend and you tell a friend something and you think they're going to receive it the way you think they should receive it because of how you feel about it, or you feel that the prerequisites of how you said it and when you said it, it should have a repulse on what you said because of the internal feeling that you have. It doesn't oppose that way. What happened is it reposed in a whole different scenario. And in that instance, it happens on a whole internal basis that you wasn't ready for, or the thing is the apprehensiveness of what you said and how you said was not recognized readily by them the way you wanted to be. So on the other hand, right, there's a positive impact towards action and reaction that it has a harmonious vibration and commitment towards personal accountability. And when I say that on a personal accountability is where as though anytime you have a personal accountability of what you do, how you do it, when you do it, where you do it, and whatever, that everything that happens in your life, it happens because that's something you ignited. It happened because you were a part of it. You was never separated of it. See, we have a tendency as people, right, to try to separate ourselves from something that happened in our lives that we want to put it in the background and forget about it. How can you do that, right? How can you forget if you go to the gas station, right? And these are things that's just popping into my memory, right? You have something that happened at a gas station. It's something as this. You go to the pump. You put $25 in. Right now, I'm just going off the dome on this. You put $25 into your pump, right? Now you put $25 in. Your car only takes 23. Right? An unrecognizable and unconceivable concept that happened while you were engaging in a day-to-day concept. You go back, you get and tell them it's $23, and you want it 25. This is where the snap take place at, right? You put it on your credit card, debit card, or whatever. You didn't pay cash. But in today's society, and what you feel that's acceptable, you want your $2 put on your debit card or your credit card microwavable. Even though you knew within your mind, within everything you did in your concept, that it was electronical, right? So the difference is we're talking about action and reaction. The action you admitted, you knew for a fact it was electronical. But the reaction, you want it to be different and tangible. How does something electronical be the same as something that's tangible? Which was your mind and your thought. Because you knew for a fact that you purchased this electronical. But your perception was you wanted it in a different aspect. You wanted it right now, microwavable. Like it was cash. Because electronical purchases is not the same as cash purchases. So the people who tell you, and I have seen this in cases when I done went to certain gas stations and certain establishments that I went to, because it happened to me before. Because I'm not telling you nothing that I'm not accustomed to. I'm telling you, again, the fundamental principles of life and personal experiences. So what happened was, you go up there, the people, this is the difference. This is how it transpired on the actions and reactions. This is how it transpired. You want something sustainable because you figure you gave an objectable cause of reality because of what it meant to you, but not what reality really is. So you wanted to jump a timeline or a substantial amount of something that you thought was compatible and capable to you, but not nobody else. And what I mean by that is this. You went right back up to the gas station, to the gas attendant, and said, oh, okay, this is what I'm going to do, right? You owe me $2. And the gas attendant said, okay, it's going to be credit to your card. 2 to 3 business days. But in some people's mind, not all, we talking about the majority here. Never the minority. Anytime I'm talking about the majority, not the minority. But the majority of the people who ain't on this vibration, they want their money microwavable. When you put it in the microwave, you put the microwave on, boop, you pump your gas, your microwave, when you put a burrito in it, the burrito gonna be ready in 1 minute, and when you get your card back to the people, you want your money to be back on your card in 1 minute. But you forgot there's an electronical process that have to go through with this. But you don't care. You don't care about what the process is. Only thing you care is about your own needs, and that's what I'm talking about, actions and all that things that you need to be accountable for. But in reality, when a reaction happens from the action that you took, you don't want to take accountable or be accountable for the action that happened once that occurred. You want it back instantaneously. Because this is what modern society and today's society want us to be and want us to do. It want things instantaneously, without any reaction, without any thought, without any process, without anything that have to subside or do what the process really is. We want to skip all of that, all the formalities that have to take place. We want to do all that because this is what our only mind, the mind that you're thinking, the person that you is, to come up with that concept and say this is how it's going to be, without any recollections of anything that have to do beyond you or the process that you involve yourself into to create that reaction. Because you provoked an action and didn't want the reaction to occur after the action has taken place. How does that work, people? How does that work? I don't know. I promise you. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I know just action, repose, and reactions. That's all I know. It's because those who endure in it and understand it, they endure it because of maturity. I know that. Emotional intelligence and mutual respect for everybody, everything, and every systematic view. You know, this is why I know this is just my personal view of why these things take place and why people can adhere to those things. And the people that can't adhere, guess what? These are the same people. I'm sorry, excuse me. These are the same people that claim to be honorable, just, reliable, and all those things. But how are you going to claim to be those things if you're not exhibiting those things? If you're not committed to those things? If you're not the person that adhere to these things? But you want people like us and people like in the world to commit to you, and then you desire all the life amenities and then object all life what I want to say man atrocities or things that doesn't resonate. And I don't want to say the word calamity because I figure that would be a word that's too deep and in depth for most people to bear. The atrocities. That's the word I wanted to use, because if I use the word atrocities and not the word calamities, I figure within myself and my perception it'd be less formidable for them, right? And whereas universal actions and reactions, it works in unison because of its natural flow to create harmony and balance within everything. Because again, universal reaction and reaction is a natural flow of harmony and balance within everything. Because I just want the viewers to please note and understand that you have a higher self, you have a lower self, and all of these are natural vibrations of life, right? And the actions and the reactions can be based on those same principles as the universal principles. So again, before I leave, I just want everybody to know this. Don't consider nothing to be true by believing, nor to be true by direct cognition. Peace.